Okay, I'm starting my Subway knockoff, I guess. Like, it's a copycat recipe that I used I think it was last week or the week before. I'm gonna do it again because it was a big hit and I didn't show the whole process. So it's pretty easy. I posted the recipe, I'll post it again. So we need 1 cup of warm water, and if it's too hot, it's gonna kill your yeast. We also need, if I can open it, 1 tablespoon of, that's instant yeast. And then we're also going to put 1 tablespoon of sugar. And then also 4 tablespoons of oil. Okay, so now I'm gonna add roughly 1.5 teaspoons of salt, and I use sea salt, but you can use what you like. And next we're just gonna get it onto the stand mixer with my dough hook and just give it a little mix before we start adding anything. So I've got 3 cups of bread flour here, and I'm just gonna start adding it. I'm gonna add 1 cup to begin with, roughly. That mix. It's pretty well mixed in. Just gonna add 1/2 cup at a time. Let it mix in and continue until I have 2.5 cups in there, and I'm gonna reserve the other 1/2 cup. Okay, so I've got my 1/2 cup reserved. It's still kind of sticky. What you want to do is just keep adding dough till it actually sticks to the bottom of the stand, to the bowl, and then you're gonna stop adding flour, and then we're gonna knead it for 8 minutes. As you can see in the bottom of the mixer, it's sticking to the bottom of the bowl, but everything's up off the sides, and I've got almost 1/2 cup of flour left. Really depends on the humidity, and you just have to add it until it's still sticking down there, attached to the bottom, and then we're gonna knead it for 8 minutes. Okay, so I've got the dough in the bowl, and it's got some oil in it. I've got a wet cloth that I'm gonna put over top, and it's gonna rise for a 1/2 hour to an hour, depending on your temperature of your kitchen. My air's on, so it might take a little longer today, but I'll be back once it's finished. Okay, so I've turned my dough out. It had risen, it doubled in size. So now what I'm doing is I've cut the dough into 4 pieces. I'm gonna roll them out to approximately 8 by 4. Okay, so that's roughly 8 by 4. It doesn't have to be perfect. So next what we're gonna do is we're gonna start rolling it. And then I'm going to pinch the seam. And then I'm also going to tuck the ends under. And we're gonna get it onto my tray. All right, so secret is the dough is slightly tacky, but you can't get too much flour on the surface of the dough, or you're not going to be able to pinch your seams closed. And so I've just pinched them, and I'm going to tuck the ends in. And get it over to my pan. Okay, so I have the buns in my pan. I've got one of these liners to put subs in, sub buns, but you don't need one. You just put it on parchment and leave enough room for them to expand, probably 2 inches in between. And we're just gonna cover it with a clean, dry dish towel, and we're just gonna let it sit for a half an hour or so until they double in size. Okay, so I'm gonna slice the tops. I guess it could have been done before they rose. Probably would have been better. That's what I did last week. And they're going to go into a 350-degree oven for 20 to 23 minutes. Okay, so the buns are brushed with butter. They're hot out of the oven. I'm going to cover them up with the same towel that I used to proof them, and we're going to let them completely cool down, and that's going to make a nice soft bun. Okay, so the buns are completely cooled. So now I'm just gonna get them out of here, and I'm just gonna set them on a wire rack until we're ready to use them. Beautiful buns.